remember that INEC had fixed the month of April and given a deadline of May 30 for political parties to conduct their primaries. And so the All Progressives Congress has not been left out in this. In fact, they are the ones taking the bold step. First party see and what exactly are the outcomes from these primaries, especially the ones already conducted, that of the House of Representatives, which was conducted on Saturday, the 16th of May, 2026. And then just yesterday, that of the Senate was held across the country in the 109 senatorial districts in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I have great journalists come talk to us on the ongoing APC primaries across the country. First, to my immediate left is Comrade Chidebere Undukwe of Trend FM.
It's good to be here with you.
Welcome. Then, of course, we have Comrade Pere Botu, Arena Analyst. So good to have you join us this afternoon. All right, the APC ongoing primaries wants to have an overview of what's been going with the All Progressives Congress, how all this started and where we're at right now. Our national leader, Comrade Felix.
Well, if we have to abide by the definition, these are the essential things that must be done. These are all INEC. And primary should be conducted this month. It is taking the lead. So far, the zone came out with either has succeeded in doing the results and their primary, so that they will make things very easy for INEC. And from there, at least get our leaders once again.
I want to pick from your last sentence. You hope they make things easy for INEC. You hope the political parties, especially the APC that is already conducting its primaries, to make things easy for INEC. Comrade Pere Botu, what's your take on the ongoing primaries in the APC? And then, of course, joining what is talked about, making it easy for INEC. How would you judge?
Okay, I'll start from your second question. First, we know that INEC is the umpire, electoral umpire, and all political parties must abide by the rules and regulations of the Electoral Act, as well as INEC, because INEC has fixed a date that before the end of 30th, all political parties must conduct their primaries to select candidates who will now fight with other candidates in political parties for the political position they are going out for. First, I must truly commend the APC. Why I say so is one is the adoption of the direct primaries and the option A model. Though it may not be a perfect one, but we know that when that option A4 was introduced, when Humphrey Nwosu late now was chairman of INEC during that era and the rest, we could see that that model brought sanity into our polity, brought truth, and these double dealings were not there at all, because everybody will just queue behind the candidate of the choice. See me, see you. There's no issue of say, you can give you money, whatever like that. Sometimes in this secret ballot of a team, you don't know somebody's mind. This one is very obvious. At least I was able to, yes, open, I was able to monitor the situation in particularly Undokwa West, and we saw that it's not a perfect situation. Even when you're doing secret ballot, it's not a perfect situation. But at this one, to a large extent, will not tell you the number of ownership that you have as a person. Because if they are not done the option A4, it will be very difficult for them to actually conduct these primaries at that level. Now getting ballot boxes, now people electoral officers, they go and start voting. Just they do it when it is indirect primaries, and the rest. But for this one, we have seen that the party, the APC, has taken the lead, and what they are doing, they have given other political parties a good run also for their money. So that other ones will not be thinking of what more they will also adopt. We also adopt the indirect, we will adopt the direct primaries or the consensus arrangement as the case may be. But one thing that also come to mind is the directive of INEC, a letter, a memo signed by the National Organizing Secretary, His Excellency Agogo, that all the results of national election should not be announced at this venue, but rather the results will be announced in Abuja. I think that one does not really, augur well for democracy. You don't expect the people to gather and now maybe they vote and you now just say A has won or B has won. No, you need to declare, because it's at that point that we now know what's called transparency. We now know that in Ward A or Ward 4, Ward 5, as the case may be, Mr. A scored 500, Mr. B scored 300. You will now take it to the local government collation center. You will now put it with other figures from other wards that you have. You will now take it to local government, whatever. So at that level, so if at the end of the day, Mr. A is the kind of the party now, this result should reflect from all the wards, local governments, and the rest. It will reflect. They will now know that this what they actually did was also very, very right. Because sometimes we see that we know that in all of these things, Nigerian politics, a lot of manipulations, and also be surprised that when the national will bring out the names of those persons who are candidates, some persons who won, their names will be missing. And in reality, you go to court, and how much you go to court, those at the party.
Let's hope that won't happen. It may.
Yes.
Okay, let's come to Comrade Chidebere Ulukwe. Whereas the politicians, the Nigerians generally, whereas they are commending the effort of APC in conducting their primaries and sharing the option of option A4 and consensus candidates or candidacy, some persons have come out to say, have criticized the process, the consensus process, saying it's a means of imposing candidates. What's your line of action? Your line of thought on this, yes.
So first of all, I think it was my senior comrade who say the APC is making it easy for INEC. I beg to disagree with that. I don't think the APC has made this ongoing primary, because we know it is still ongoing, very easy for INEC. Now, if we were to anchor from the question you've posed, now you have a situation where, let's put it out first of all that it's the Electoral Act that has in a way boxed these political parties. So it's not the doing of the APC to say, okay, let's do direct or consensus mode. That's what the Electoral Act pretty clear allows for party politics in Nigeria. You either adopt the direct mode or you go for the consensus. And we all know how expensive the direct mode of primaries is in Nigeria. Not a lot of political parties would want to be able to adopt that. Hence, all of the rancor, the controversy we see that have been trailing these elections with results written in hotel rooms. You have a situation where people who we all thought that one of the first things you learn in school is basic counting. You're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you get to 10, and the next thing we hear is 100. From 100 we hear 500. From 500 we hear 700, 1,000, 1,005. In a moment, I wanted to call my teacher and ask for a refund of my school fees.
You actually thought of calling to find out if anything changed. Counting, numerical counting, right?
We left school. So, in all of that, I don't want to think it's going to be easy for INEC. It's also not going to be easy for the APC. Now we hear that there is a directive from the national board that results should be announced from Abuja. I'm curious as to how that is going to play out. People voted. We all saw, this process.
Yes.
And then results were supposed to be declared at the end of the day. Or you said, let's take it to Abuja. And there are insinuations or speculations that it's very possible the results might change when it gets to Abuja. I mean, those other persons who are really waiting for the Abuja announcement or declaration, as you like to call it, are hoping that, things turn in their favor. So how is that really the best of the best that we can get? Now you said something about imposition. Let's not forget that there are a lot of disgruntled members of the APC right now.
Just like in other political parties.
Yes, in other political parties. But for the APC now, we are focusing on the APC because the APC is the first party that is conducting primaries at this time. Now we have a lot of persons who say there is